So I get a lot of people asking about my wash platform, how it drains and all that. And I figured save someone some research if they're trying to build something like this. And hopefully you might not need a lot of this, but the water here sucks, so I make my own water. Anyways, the platform is just made out of 2x4 Douglas fir framing, but along the perimeter I use pressure treated just in case it gets wet. It's a little bit more water resistant. On top of that, I don't know if I can lift this up anymore, I sealed it with some Minwax type of material. On top of that is a vinyl checkered plate, or whatever you want to call it. Vinyl checkered plate, or whatever you want to call it. My thing just cut out, so I'm not sure if I recorded. And on top of that, I just got some race deck. That you do want to sand this down with maybe 600 grit so it doesn't slip on, it doesn't make it all slippery. But I've got it shimmed up, just some scrap pieces of wood, so it shims up down here and everything drains to this corner, all the way down here. Just a little simple mesh bag to act as a large item filter. The filter pumps the water into this guy, drains into this barrel. Inside the barrel is floating oil absorbers. And then you see the PVC pipe on the left side. So it goes, the PVC pipe on the inside goes like this, down to about there, because I wanted to allow all the solids to kind of sit at the bottom, so when it sucks the water out, it does not suck the solids out. In here I got a valve, which I never used, to be honest. This is just a bunch of PVC fittings that goes all the way around the corner. My water filtration system, there's a lot of information on that. Brand new C8 that we're doing a full front PPF and CSU titanium on. That water line goes all the way down. I know it's not pretty, but it's functional. And the disgusting shop bathroom, it was much worse when I first moved in here. This was leaking at one point, but not anymore. So how you get from the barrel to your sink sanitary sewer is up to you. I know this is kind of ghetto rigged, but I had a really badly corroded pipe there that I tried to take off. I couldn't get it off. So I made it work, and it's not leaking anymore. So these are 90-degree fittings. This is a 3/4 inch to 1.5 inch PVC converter, and then this is a I don't remember what it's called anymore. It's in the plumbing section of Home Depot, but it converts an 1.5 inch drain pipe to a 1.5 inch PVC. And then this is just a bunch of different type of fittings to fit into your P-trap. So all that water drains down into here, and it's all gravity fed. I don't have to do anything to it. And it just goes into a sanitary sewer. So it works pretty good. Now let's go back there and I'll try to explain it a little bit more. While we're here, this is the shop water outlet. Goes into my reverse osmosis system, goes into a small aquarium filter, and this is pretty much what I use to wash cars with. Pressure washer, I'm actually upgrading to a AR630 TSS pretty soon. A automatic retractable reel setup. And if I really want to deionize water, I just hook this thing up real quick and get deionized water. Anyways, in here, remember I talked about the PVC that goes like that. So essentially, I'll wash a car, right? All the water slopes to this corner. This corner pumps the water into the barrel. Right, so water continues to go up and up and up and up. And so even the pipe is down there. It won't start draining until the water is above the outlet. I think it's called head loss in engineering. So until that point gets to that point, that allows that much time for the solids to kind of sink down and the oil absorbers to kind of do what they need to do. And then as soon as it passes that point, it starts sucking water out, and it'll only go as low as the lowest point of your pipe. So I made it down to about here or so. So there's always going to be about that much water but that gives me a little cushion for the solids to kind of just stay at the bottom. And if I really want to clean it out, I can just unplug this real quick, stick a little bucket underneath. So this was the biggest challenge for me when I first moved into the shop. The outside drains go straight to the bay, and first offense was like 10,000 bucks, second offense was like 50,000 bucks. And so I said, nope, I'll figure something out. And so that was my way of making it work. For the most part, the dimensions of this guy is I think 14 feet by 19 feet. And it's only 19 feet this way because I've got a weird entrance here. Let's try to show it. I have to diagonally back a car in here, so I was limited on how wide I can make it. If I could, I would make it maybe 16, 17 feet wide and 25 feet long, but I was limited on space, hence roughly 14 by 19, I think it was. So if I were to pull my truck all the way forward, the back is pretty much right to where the platform is, or where the ramp is. And so there's a little bit of drippage, but not much. Like 90% of the water drains out there. If I get a little bit, I'm not really worried about it. I'll just push it out the door and evaporates real quick. And this has been working for about 2 years. No big leakages or anything like that. And I did upgrade it a few times. Initially, I had little tubing like this, where I hooked up to a saddle drain valve at the pipe down there, but that was not draining fast enough. And so as soon as I switched to the PVC, it worked way better, and I don't have any issues with drainage anymore. And city actually came by to look at my little system as well. They're like, hey, looks good. As long as it's not going down the bay, we're good. And I have a system in place to absorb the oil and all that. So they're happy, I'm happy, and we're able to keep working.